Alright, in this video, I'm interested to perform an installation of CentOS 8 distro on WSL Windows subsystem for Linux version 2. My environment, I already have a WSL environment and has Ubuntu installed. Let's take a look. It's a command WSL -L list -v verbose. So basically, this is the Ubuntu I installed from the Microsoft store. So this is, if you visit Microsoft website, you will find the installation guide to install the WSL and on Windows 10. So it's already done. So you can install your Linux distribution of your choice. Okay, let's take a look. So this is where you go to the Microsoft store. If you would like use the GUI install, you can pick up. This is the one I already installed. It's Ubuntu 20.04. Okay, and so in Microsoft Store, this is distributions, distros is currently available. So what I'm interested is a Red Hat family, like CentOS, like Oracle Linux, Red Hat itself, Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So after some Google search, so I find a website, how to install CentOS 8. WSL. So I'm gonna follow this document, and basically the step is to download the WS file. So I'm gonna go to this GitHub and then find the download image. Let me see where it is. Yeah, here. CentOS 8 zip. So let's click. It's gonna be download. All right, it's pretty quick. It's downloaded. Let me open my folder. So after you download, you basically unzip it. So I'm gonna just extract here. You can choose any location you want. So I just in the current location. So extract it. Okay. So let me close this window. So this is the folder I extracted. The two files, CentOS 8 and this .gz file. Let's go back to the document. So this step 2, step 3, unzip this file. We do that. Now we're gonna do the install. So the install is pretty straightforward. You just double click on this image. Let's go back to the let's go back here. So you're gonna double click it. So it says some risk. So I'm just take run anyway. Go ahead to run it, and just gonna do the install. So it's install completed. Press any key to continue. Or it's completed. So after you complete, you can launch this Linux and this should just double click this one. Okay. Now you see I'm in the Linux environment. If you do a cat etc star release, you will see it's CentOS Linux 8.1. Okay, this is the CentOS Linux. Okay, let me go back my terminal window. Let's do this one more time. So you will see this another distro was you see the Linux 8 is installed. If you want to switch which runs default, you can use the WSL-S to set the default. So now if you okay, so after the install, let's see. If you just see WS, it's going to do the default to go to the Ubuntu. So this is the Ubuntu if you see cat etc, let's see, etc release, you will see the Ubuntu 20.04 LTS. Okay, this is the Ubuntu. So now I have two Linux distro. So let's see, let me exit this one. So I'm gonna exit this one and go back to this window, exit on this one as well. So let's see, so both is running. So I want to set CentOS 8 as default. Okay, so I'm going to use WSL -s CentOS 8. CentOS 8. Copy paste. Okay. All right. So now let's go back to this one. All right. CentOS 8 is the default distro. So I can simply type WSL and go into the Linux environment. So if you want to see what is the IP address, you can do ifconfig or IPA to see what this is. Where's the address? Okay, this is the virtual address for this Linux environment on the NIC card. So let's go back to the Microsoft page. I would like to perform a few tasks. Just get used to it. See, let's see overview. Create a user account. Get started with database. Let's see. Get started with database. Let's see. Install MySQL. Okay. Let's see if we can do a. This one is for the Ubuntu. Okay. So I'm gonna use the yum install or dnf install. Okay. So before I do that, let's go to the distro. So let me go to cd, do a yum install. Let's do a yum update first. Okay, it says AppStream base is about 104 megabytes. So there's some update the packages. So once this update finish, I'm going to try to install some packages because right now the Linux distro can have internet access, so you can install through the online install things you would like. Okay, so all right, so it's pretty quick, and let's go back to. So all of this installations for the Ubuntu example. So let's see, I'm going to try to use yum install for the CentOS environment. Okay, let's see when. Okay, it's finished. All right, so let's try to install a yum install. Okay, so install MySQL Server is 45 gig. So yeah, should the install. Let's see the install. Only difference is the package installer. You use apt or you use yum or dnf. Okay, so after that, you can do the config. I'm gonna skip this one. I'm gonna go ahead to try another one. Let's see, get started. I'm gonna try install Microsoft SQL Server. But this is only for the Ubuntu. Let me see if they have install. For Ubuntu, if we click on this link, you will find something. Microsoft put a notes. Let's see where it is. It says, okay, here. You can't install SQL Server on the Ubuntu the Windows WSL is not supported as an install agent target. So that means it's not. We may not able to install the SQL Server on the WSL Linux environment yet. Okay, so I probably have to skip. We might want to try, but I'm probably gonna fail. So SQL Server install is my SQL install is fine. So I'm gonna just remove it, just a test. So anyway. Okay, let's remove this one. To install SQL Server, let's give it a try. See what is. Let's do a Google search. Install SQL Server on Linux. Red Hat. Okay. So Microsoft install SQL Server, Red Hat. Let's give it a try. I'm not sure. It doesn't hurt to try. So the first thing it is going to be config the YAML repository. So let's use the curl. Let's copy this. So I'm gonna copy curl. Okay. Let's sudo not fine. Okay, there's no sudo command. Let me go back to this because I'm in the root. Okay, so let's just use this copy. Okay, come on. All right, so let's copy this one. Let's go back to my command window. Curl. Let's see. All right. So the repository was installed, and then go to this one. Sudo yum install, not sudo yum install -y. Alright, let's try this one. Yum install, see, probably get an error message. Oh no, that's good. So far so good. So let's continue. This is the install similar to the you use a virtual machine. So actually WSL is also a so-called lightweight virtual machine. I think Microsoft is continue to improve it. Okay, so let's continue. 37 is almost there. So basically installs all the packages. GCC. Okay, was success. Surprise. Let's do a setup. Okay, let's take a T. Yes. Let me see. You need a healthy password. All right, it's configured. Let's see after that to see if we can bring up the SQL Server. Okay. So let's do this system control. I will not worry about the firewall at this moment as long as the service is running. I'm good. So see. Oh, it's failed. What is that? It says, all right, so that means it's not supported yet. So the install is fine, but you cannot configure the SQL Server running because of the it's not Microsoft is not ready to yet. So maybe in the future they will. All right, so but still, you have an environment. You can use it as Linux on Windows. So it's very handy. You can do lots of things. And for example, you can run the command or the Linux command. Let's see which grep. Okay. So everything is going to be in the user bin. So this is all the Linux command. You can also run the Windows command. For example, you want to run ipconfig. You know, it will cannot find this command because this is the Linux environment. However, you need postfix the exe. You know, so then you can use the Windows command to you know, do the whatever you want. For example, if you want to see notepad, doesn't find. So if you spell notify exe, it will not pop up the notepad. So that is the way you when you're in the Linux environment invoke Windows command. Vice versa, if you exit the Linux environment in the Windows environment, you can also do the similar thing. Let's see, I'm going to do a WSL. I want to see, I'm going to get a etc password, you know. So you can do the same thing, okay. It says etc password, no such file. Let's see, do this WSL ls etc. You should have some etc file. Yes. Oh, I see. I forgot. Let me look at the Google. Give me a sec, okay? Google run WSL command in Windows terminal. Let's see what is install run. Oh, here. This is Microsoft. It's called interoperability within Linux. You run if you run WSL ls, let's see, copy this one, command. Oh, this one working. Why etc not working? Let's see, minus etc. Oh, it's working as well. Let's see what's wrong with my. Oh, they don't like this double quote. Remove this double quote. Okay, so yeah, this is the way to if you want to invoke the WSL command from the Windows, you know, vice versa, and it's very handy. I think when Microsoft continue to improve, gonna have lots of useful stuff to make our working environment is more productive. And so, all right. So I guess that's for today's video.